Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We are ready to go. Take 2. Yeah, nobody's ever going to see that take 1. Did not exist. It did not happen. Magikarp and Prime Heroes Gaming, 2 new teams here in the ESL, and they are about to get themselves ready to go here for the draft. So, without further ado, going into Cursed Hollow, it will be with the first pick, Prime Heroes Gaming, which is blue. All right, so blue. Magikarp goes there. Update blue. Great. First ban, Illidan. That's what's going on there. So, Prime Heroes Gaming is saying that they don't want to deal with the Illidan, and the Illidan means that we're likely not to see a double support, at least for the Illidan. Now, if we do pick up a Kerrigan or a Thrall, it's still definitely viable, and it looks like Storm Draft bugged out yet again. Yay. Who clicked ready? What browser are you using? Someone else on your team? They banned Rhaegar. Is that intentional? We will find out soon. More at 11. And now from this, looks like someone's clicking your picks in. I appreciate that there's new teams coming into the game, but as a PSA, anybody that wants to get into competitive heroes, learn how to use Storm Draft. Right now, it is the only drafting tool that we have publicly available that people are using to a large degree. I think ESL actually is now mandatory making this, right? Learn how to use it, learn how to make lobbies, and learn how to invite casters. That would be brilliant. All right, that PSA aside, as I said, they already did a few picks, so they're going rip. I don't know what I'm following up with, but they're going really fast. So, Illidan into the ban on Rhaegar. Zeratul on the flip side is going to be the first pick, which led us into an Uther and Malfurion. There's that double pick. I'm curious to see if it's going to be a Kerrigan or a Throw after all that, but Sergeant Hammer and Azebo once more going to be coming forth here as the picks for the Prime Heroes. Now, the Prime Evils had to go up against this almost exact comp, but the Magikarp do have the Uther this time for that counter engage, and it looks like they're also going to be taking themselves a Battle Cow. So the Battle Cow, again, a front line with the double support is a great protect the Hammer comp, but there's no Hammer to protect. And strangely enough, Vala actually makes her way all the way to this stage of the picks, and Magikarp recognizes that and says, we're going to grab her. All right, we have now caught up with everything, and we are back to live. Prime Heroes Gaming. Need themselves a tank, need themselves a support. They can't double tank, they can't double support because they did peg themselves into this 2.5, maybe even just 2, damage dealer kind of scenarios. Nazebo and Sergeant Hammer do really good damage. They don't do burst damage, but they do some really nice steady. Zeratul, of course, with the Void Prison, they really wanted that Uther, but they didn't prioritize it. And, taking the Uther Malfurion just seems a little weird for Magikarp if they're not going to put somebody else melee to deal with it. But who else do we have with Rhaegar banned and those 2 supports taken? It's going to be a Lily or a Brightwing, and, well, we almost never see a Lily, so that leaves us with the Brightwing, who will be the pick here from Heroes Gaming. And for a tank, there's actually still quite a few options left. There's Stitches, there's Arthur, there's Muradin. You could go Tyrael, but nobody's going to wittingly single tank with the Tyrael. Even with Cast Aside, that was a terrible idea. And if I have to guess, it's going to be an Arthas or Stitches. Like, they need the survivability. Both have self-healing, and at the end of it all, they're just both great pressure picks. But it's going to be the one that I didn't really expect. It's going to be the Muradin. So the Muradin to be joining this crew. I fear a little now for this lineup. Prime Heroes Gaming, I think, put too much emphasis on grabbing those double siege and the Zeratul right off the bat, but perhaps they have a plan. Who knows? Last pick here, I really do think we need another damage here from Magikarp, and who's left on the table? A stacking Q Asmodan, a Zagara, could be a Sonya. Actually, I think a Sonya would be fantastic right here, because she's a great bruiser. You can go to damage build, you got the double support there to keep her nice and healthy. We only got the 1 healing ward, but the double heals from Uther and the crowd control. Especially that plus a Wrath. Yeah, if you go a Wrath Sonya, that'd be an interesting bruiser pick here for that double support to keep up with. And, of course, you got the ETC there as well. Attack speed's going to go out, right? If it's not going to be that, it's Thrall, Kerrigan. As I said, Zagar a little bit earlier if they want their own siege on the table. Or lo and behold, you know, Tychus, he's fallen off, but he still lands a lot of damage by the end of it all. Maybe we're going to see that remote Jaina pick. Oh, it bugged. Ah, crikey. What's the last pick? What's last pick? Because Storm Draft is amazing. Zagara. All right, so they are going to go Ziggugu. Casting is set. Good luck, have fun. All right, so those are your teams. So they did end up going with the Zagara. So the Zagara to counter the Void Prison. Both teams do have their area denials. We'll have to see which one comes out a little bit stronger. Somebody went to the bathroom. Delays after delays after delays, but c'est la vie. Boop, 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 boop. Steel Dawn 7. Yeah, it's me, dude. It's me. It's me. I don't know if that dude or... Yeah, I don't know. Either way. I'm going to leave it at that. Here we go. Cursed Hollow coming into this game. It's going to be a good one, guys, because it's always interesting to find new talent, to see what teams are bringing to the table. When I did the Amateur League for Team Heroes Hype back on Wednesday, I saw some fantastic strategies from some of these teams. And, well, I mean, you got to vet your new players from somewhere, right? So I'm tickled pink. Let's see what Magikarp can do. Let's see what my friend Messiah can do. Let's see what Prime Heroes Gaming can do, because the Prime Evils are out. That leaves us only one other group of the Primes. Prime Heroes, we'll have to see if they can bring it home. And quarterfinals. So best of one still. You have to get all the way to the finals for a best of three, but yeah, it's basically do or die right now. Do or die, ladies and gentlemen. On the left-hand side, in the blue, Prime Heroes Gaming. It's going to be Salutio, the dwarf. Brick, Asuna, Enigma, and Forsyth. That's going to leave us on the flip side. Messiah and the Magikarps. Shot, TN in numbers. Let's call him TN. Messiah, Pentakyle, and Honeydip. Some really fun names here today, guys. But level 1 talents looks like, wow, Red's actually going to go straight for the Watchtower because Prime Heroes forgot to cap it. Uh-oh, that could be a little dangerous. And Red's actually going to set up shop here. Honeydip didn't see the Asuna going out, so that wasn't going to be a kill. It has Blink anyways, level 1. The Regen Master Sergeant Hammer. It's amazing how I was just talking about Regen Master Sergeant Hammer last game, and here it is right now. Block, Bribe, not something we see a lot of these days. Block, and the Death Ritual from Nazebo. Nazebo going to be down here with the Bright Wing. That leaves us with a Sergeant Hammer mid. Not something we see every day, but has a Zeratul there to kind of put up the pressure, and it's going to be the Wet Noodles into the top lane with our double tanks. Conjurer's Pursuit, block, Corpse Feeders, so Roachlings take less damage, therefore drain more ammo. Another Conjurers, double Conjurers? Yeah, double support, that's right. Composite Arrows, so we're setting up here for the multi-shot build for our Vala, and Vala has to try to hold it down mid. And Zeratul's going to come visit the bottom lane, but, you know, Zagara and double healers. This is just going to be push, 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 push. But they have to deal with Nazebo. And Nazebo is actually pretty decent at stalling out here, especially with a little bit of help there. With that Brightwing, that passive healing will be ticking down. And, of course, Forsyth with his passive will be ticking away percentage of hit points, percentage of mana every time they kill something in lane, which does count for these minions. It doesn't count for the stacking. So you have to kill an actual minion, like for the 5 health, 3 mana. But every time that Zagara does put down something and it dies, it does actually trigger the restores, just not the stacking. Shot and Salutio up top. Once again, Wet Noodle is not really anything interesting right there. Every time Vala pokes her head out into this mid lane, it's Zeratul there to try to cut it off. And with the help of Sergeant Hammer, you know, again, good range. Wow, we're going for 100% sustain hammer. I am a little shocked at that. Now, again, I have been touting a little bit of the virtues here of Regen Master. Let's take a quick look. With the new Regen Master, it's 4 health per second increase in every 3 grobes, another 4. Which means by now, she's sitting at 2 stacks, 8 bonus regen, plus the 4 default. That's another 12 hit points per second. That's a lot of hit points to be dealing with early game, guys. It's only going to get bigger and bigger as we see this gank come on him. Suna's doing some really good roam work, but they have yet to net themselves a kill. And Vala just cannot deal with this Brick. has not only the Vamp Assault, but the Regen Master. There's no way Vala's going to be able to 1v1 that with a multi-shot build. Arsenal and the Composite, there's no regen there. There's no healers coming up to help out the Vala either. And that means that an uncontested Sergeant Hammer this early is going to just take home the win. At least in that lane. Does look like putting her mid, however, has paid off because she's going to be able to come down south. And here's the Mirrodin as well. I don't think we needed to commit quite all 5, but it is going to be a 5-on-3. And Blue is actually in a really good position here to get that kill on top of Pentakyle until, of course, they ran out of steam right there. But it will be the Primes picking up the first tribute. We still got the Soak top. We still got the Soak mid. And the 3-man still pushing out strong here, bottom lane from Magikarp. I wonder if Magikarp will evolve into a Gyarados at level 20. That would be really fantastic. So because of the double soak and Mirrodin not staying in the lane and the double soak actually paying off really nicely here for Magikarps, they will hit 7 first. We need to have a slight talent advantage just very quickly. It's not going to be a huge window as it's about to close, but what will the Sergeant Hammer actually go? That's what I'm really interested in. There we go. Is it going to be the first aid? Hyper Cooling Engine. So it's a big map, and Brick is saying I'm taking 2 talents of survivability, and I'm going to hope that that offsets just enough for the first aid so that I can get myself the Hyper Cooling Engines. If you don't know about this, reduces the cooldown. Thrusters are always active on the altar, which means that he can be zip zooming and flying around the map as often as he'd like. It's also great every time you go back into the town because you basically get it for free. It does not actually take away any cooldown either. So once again, the Wet Noodles doing their thing up top. Brightwing, I didn't see it, but Brightwing probably bribed there. That's just how they got them so quickly. And we're looking for the tribute. There it is. Magikarp and crew are collapsed on top of it, but Shot still top, and Vala is still holding down the fort mid, as it does not look like the rest of the Prime Heroes are going to be actually interested in going to contest. So they are going to give it up. Looks like they're going to be trying to push their heart out here top lane, and they're going to have a 4-man collapse with Brick and Enigma coming up from the bot. That means 2 gates are going to be down for the Magikarps. That is not good, especially as this is the curse level. So you get cursed out and you have less between you and a fort. Well, that just means there's less for those minions to kind of break through. Forset's going to be the big target now down south, but Tien and Honeydip are not really able to do much about it. It's just not enough to deal. And we're going to look for the roots. Does not hit Enigma himself. Pixie Dust himself was able to use the movement speed to get better effect. And the collapse top here from Magikarp will defend, if not get a kill. And both teams basically getting their ults here at the same time with that level 10 status. Everybody knows what they want. Napalm Strike Avatar, Blink Heal, not Emerald Wind, Void Prison Ravenous, and Tranquility, Stage Dives, Divine Storm, the Devouring Maw, and Strafe. Vala feels safe enough that she can strafe. So we'll have to see if that will come out to good effect. Well, who can actually stop the strafe? It will be Polymorph or a stun from the Concussive Blast. Oops, sorry. Or a stun from the Mirrodin. Those are basically only good sources. So yeah, if Vala stays in the back, she should be able to use it to a great effect. We'll have to see. Stage Dive coming in. Their shot doesn't actually hit anybody, but there was a good Void Prison there. 1 and 2. That's going to be both healers down here for Magikarp. But you know, still in death. The Uther can get off that stun. Shot now is actually going to be on the run because it is a 5-man scenario. And wow, that was a huge collapse here from the Prime Heroes. That's going to put them just a little bit above half a level between the teams. And they also now get themselves that all-important second tribute. So they're going to be in a prime position here for a curse next round. Now, Brick doesn't have the extra range with his cannons because he did take the Vampiric Assault, but the Vampiric Assault and the regen still doesn't matter. You can still outrange these towers, and he does have the Napalm Strike, so that's going to be ticking away there as well. Salute Joe and Enigma just there to help support, and that push was pretty good. Half a keeps hit points. Now, if we do get this top boss, it'll push for blue towards this, but if red gets it, you know, there's a gate. So clearly, there's going to be a bigger distinction for blue to actually pick up their boss up here. Bottom lane, kind of the same idea. If red picks up the boss, there's very little resistance for it to actually get in there into the fort. But on the flip side, they have to go through this gate. So it's almost cute synergy going back and forth. The early game hammer has paid off very well for the Prime Heroes. It has pushed out 2 separate lanes. They are missing both of those gates. And Brick has outdueled Vala early, has survived a lot of the ganks. Not that there was really a ton to begin with. And now we're setting up here Prime Heroes, looking for this 3rd tribute, looking for this curse. They are collapsing very nicely. Here's all 5 of them there. And there we go. There's the Zed. So, zooming out, just going to take a quick look. Void Prison does actually grab Pentacle and Messiah, but there's no big follow-up, so there's not really going to be a big kill factor right there. So Lucho's on the wrong end of this fight as the front line has drastically moved forward. Prime Heroes is actually now on the retreat. They might be able to pick up Lucho here with one more face melt or the roots. The roots do land, and Mirrodin does go down. That's going to be the first kill in a little bit here for Messiah and crew, and they pick themselves up the tribute as well. Force It cannot stop it. Pentacle, really nice job body blocking, keeping that Witch Doctor at bay. 13s achieved, both sides. Giant Killer, Healing Static. Healing Static. Sorry, I had to take a drink there. Healing Static and 3rd Wind. Vampiric Assault, Regen Master. Huh. Yeah. All right. C'est la vie. Okay. Either way, we'll move on. Sprint, Wormhole Sprint. So the double sprints come out. On the flip side, Life Seed, Face Melt. All right. Not relentless. I guess there's very little that the blue team has in terms of the hard CC that we don't have to really deal with that. Mutalisk, Sprint, and Frost Shot. The Mutalisk we've been seeing a lot of. I don't know if it's actually still bugged or not, but it's definitely becoming a very favored pick here for Zagara players. Not the extra damage on the Hunter Killer, but you know, with a lot of trees and a lot of U-shapes here, there's a lot of potential for the Mutalisk to grab us that vision, because it does fly over top of stuff. It will grant you like vision in the area, which means you can see around corners, so to speak. It's very fun. Either way, this is for sure a curse. Both teams at 2 for their curses. Blue actually has a boss now pushing down bottom. Has to deal a little bit there with the Stone Bros, but Shot looks like he's going in. He's looking for that engage. Does not have the mosh. That's going to be the VP now. Messiah and Honey Dip trapped in it, but there's not really big follow. Force It in the back cannot get interrupted, man. Even the stun from Uther was not enough. The Honey Dip could not get through with the block, and they lose out the Zagara. So Lucho not going down easy. Shot still in the back, looking for this back line, but there's almost no DPS. TN, you gotta get in there, bro. You gotta do the damage, but it's just not enough. Now Furion is gonna drop. That's gonna be beef for dinner as well. TN is so dead, and that's a 4 and 5-man wipe. 4-0. Magikarp used Splash. It was not effective. And now they're going to be floundering a little bit here because they are going to be cursed out. They have a boss working their way. Okay, they had a boss working their way up here. Looks like it did go down, but it did take out the fort. Top is now going to drop to the pressure. Mid very likely soon as well, but there goes the gate. There goes more towers. Level 16 achieved on the back of that ace for the Prime Heroes. They did get themselves Stone Form Sticky Powder, double bombs, and still not entirely too sure yet there for the Nazebo, but it's likely to be Specialized Toxins. Almost what you do these days. Not entirely too sure what happened there, but ETC definitely went in and does not look like he did anything of use. Which one is this? It's going to be the Hover Siege here for Brick. So Brick with this healing and the mobility, and now the Hover Siege on top of it. Mad Jukes. So I guess Shots just giving them props. The Shots props. Yeah. Nice. 16-15. It's still about a level and a half advantage going the way of the Prime Heroes. They do got themselves some really good map control, but I'm a little surprised that they did not make a move here up to this boss. So Lucho's now thinking, yeah, gonna take a quick gander there, but there's no one going to it. Magikarp's still thinking of defense. I mean, the curse is over now. They've kind of lost all that they're gonna lose at this point. And other than that stage dive not there, all the ults are ready to go. That's going to be a lot of mines, yeah. Shot, though, just gets immediately healed out of it, so null factor. Healing into all those mines doesn't matter. The mines are just not as good as they used to be anymore. Now that they've nerfed out the bullhead, you just don't see them anymore. It's just a shame. But c'est la vie. Nice tight corner here. Good VP. Puts Pentakyle in a little bit of an awkward situation. Shot looking to get in here, but he does not have that Mosh. Gotta remember that. Maw is going to be it for Brick, but they don't stack it correctly. Honey Dip does not stun anybody, and there goes Zagara with that collapse. Brick is just hovering himself into the back line. He's shelling them from afar. Enigma with the heal. Salucho just does not die whatsoever, and here comes now the Ravenous to take home the battle cow, and very likely this Vala, because she is just right in the midst of it. That's again another 3 kills for the heroes, and it is sitting at 10-1 overall, as the Prime Heroes are now going to be collapsing here on top of the boss without suffering another death, and this is likely to be a keep. It's only 13 minutes in though, so there's still lots of room to come back here from Magikarp, but they gotta really get these things together. We saw the Maw go off, and the Divine Storm didn't hit anybody. Shot without that Mosh just does not really seem as menacing a front line, and Muradin has just been jumping in, healing himself with the static, with the third wind, with the Stone Form. And he just doesn't go down. Like, the Brightwing in the back has been able to keep the back line up because he just doesn't have to deal with the Muradin. And Brick just heals himself. You don't even have to worry about him, really. He doesn't have the first aid, but he has that regen, and the regen right now is an extra 28 hit points a second. That's a lot. If you can't burst him down, he's going to out-sustain you. So, c'est la vie. Steel Dawn. I see your comments 2 minutes later. It's kind of funny. But level 18 to 16, we are on the equal talents. It is going to be a Brood expansion, so wow, shot. He's just going to go straight in. All right, that's going to be the stage drive, but now it's a 4-on-1. If he goes down before his team gets here, that could be devastating, but here they are. The Maw going to take Force It down, but again, they don't stack it. Honey Dip is only going to get the stun on top of Salucho. Brick in the back has a Mutalisk on him. Doesn't actually seem to care, but a 5-man Void Prison leading us ill into the Ravenous. Shot. Finally going to get that stun off, but there goes Pentakyle. Honey Dip is on the wrong side of the line of scrimmage. He's going to get chased down, and everyone is just basically ignoring Shot at this point. 1 bomb, 2 bomb, and that's going to be a kill. TN, 2389, not looking so healthy. Brick now coming in from the back with those hyper thrusters. Those hyper cool thrusters. Concussive gets the kill. Zagara goes down. Shot is about to become a hamburger, and that will be a 4-man wipe with TN getting out at the skin of his teeth once more. This is not looking good whatsoever anymore. Magikarp once again fails the evolution. 19 to 17, just barely not 17. This is going to be a push in. I'm a little surprised the top boss actually didn't grab any damage here. We don't have a mule that I remember. And no. In fact, we have 3 battle momentum. That's phenomenal. I'm a little surprised to see battle momentum there at the level 7 slot. It's not rapid incubation, but c'est la vie. Oops, sorry, keep that up for him. So 19-17, they did take themselves the first keep out of that one. Prime Heroes, half a level from the Storm tier talents. Those level 20s are going to be big. Pentakyle, some reason, leading the charge here, gets body blocked and destroyed. Honey Dip going to go down here as well. Got himself off that stun once more, but that is almost like the nail in the coffin. Because after that curse, we did have the tribute. We're looking for tribute number 2. If this game goes on a little bit longer, it's going to be a level 20 team looking for a curse on the back of a boss, and Magikarp just will not be able to deal with that whatsoever. So this is looking good. I've never heard of the Prime Heroes, but they've definitely done themselves some amazing things here. Messiah is going to look for the Maw. He only gets Asuna, but it was not enough to stop the cap. And now Shot is going to get hunted down like the cow that he is. And yeah, 1 and 2 sprint forward there. The battle, the stage dive is just not going to be enough. And this is like, this is where I need Star Wars music. This is where I need the Imperial March. Because this is almost a death knell. It's level 20. Look at that. This Nexus Frenzy on the back of the Hover Siege with the Giant Killer, with everything else. Rewind now coming out here from Muradin. More stuns to the party. Storm Shield, another rewind on the quad bomb Zeratul. Watch Vala just blow up right here. Okay, we'll watch Pentakill blow up right here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. the Ravenous Spirit is going to be more than enough to take home the Malfurion. And we can't mount a 5-man defense. Magikarp is basically done for the game, and they're going to go down. 3 levels different, 17-minute loss, but it will be the Prime Heroes Gaming moving on to the semis here. The Go4Heroes ESL, Go4Heroes ESL Americas Cup number 12. Good game, well played, guys. Absolutely. Yeah, phenomenal stuff. Prime Heroes Gaming will move on, as I said, to the semis, where they're going to be 1 game away from reaching those ever-important finals. Not only do people go home with cash, people who win today go home with cash, but they also go home with the seeding points for the induction into the ESL majors. And I believe the February finals, because this is the last February Cup. I'm pretty sure this is the last February Cup. I could actually be wrong. But the February finals is coming up first weekend of March or so, second week of March, somewhere around there. And we will be inducting a few people there into the ESL majors, is my understanding, where you can play for a chance. It's something like $5,000. It's a lot of cash here for Heroes. Definitely one of our biggest leagues. And I can definitely say the EU leagues really play very nice here, because they had 66 teams sign up today. Now the NA side of things, 21. Just still more than what we had in the past. So again, growth is good, growth is great. But we can always use more. Fill up those 32s, fill up those 64 brackets, guys, because that is where the big money's at. Big money. Let's see lots of people, lots of players, lots of teams. And yeah, when we get back, we're going to take a quick look to see who else is in the semis and who else we can be following, as we're going to jump into another game. So guys, don't go anywhere. FourCourtJester and the Go4Heroes Americas Cup number 12 will return in just a few.